Assalamualaikum and welcome to Reality Check. Every time something happens, the reaction is instant. Not hours, not days, instant. Before evidence, before investigation, and even before questions, TV screens turn red. Anchors raise their voices, hashtags start trending, और फिर एक ही कहानी रिपीट होती है. But pause for a moment और सोचें जरा. How does a verdict arrive faster than facts? How does the blame travel quicker than truth? From one incident to another, from one crisis to the next one, the pattern never really changes. Is it this truly about security या फिर कुछ और चल रहा है quietly, carefully, behind the scenes? Let's slow down and let's look deeper. In global politics, there's a term for this called false flag. It refers to the situation where an incident is staged, allowed to happen, or manipulated so blame can be replaced on an opponent, usually to justify their political decisions or military action. ये कोई conspiracy theory नहीं है. History is full of examples. In 1939, Nazi Germany staged an attack using Polish uniforms, creating an excuse to invade Poland and trigger World War II. In 1964, the United States Army used the Gulf of Tonkin incident to expand the Vietnam War. And years later, official documents confirmed that part of that incident never actually happened. South Asia, unfortunately, has always been fragile. यहाँ छोटी सी गलती भी बहुत बहुत दूर तक असर छोड़ सकती है. A single violent incident can push two countries dangerously close to war, and whenever an attack happens in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, IOJK, one familiar pattern appears almost immediately. Pakistan is blamed with no delay, no pause, no serious questioning. Television studios turn into war rooms, literally. Sirens play, animated jets fly across screens, maps flash, and countdowns begin. Journalism quietly steps aside. Spectacle takes over. In past crises, Indian mainstream media did not just report events, it actively amplified fear. False reports aired about Pakistani attacks on Sopore, causing panic among Kashmiri civilians and even students staying far away from home. Unverified claims of coups in Pakistan, missile strikes on Islamabad, Karachi port being destroyed, INS Vikrant attacking targets were all broadcasted without any confirmation. Later, quietly deleted with no accountability. Some channels even use footage from Gaza and Lebanon, presenting it as Indian strikes on Pakistan. Millions watched, misled. It reached a point where India's own Ministry of Home Affairs had to use an advisory warning news channels not to misuse air raid sirens because such theatrics could endanger civilians during a real emergency. This wasn't just an information, it was a psychological warfare. Fact checkers later observed something. Most of this disinformation wasn't aimed at Pakistan, it was aimed inward towards the Indian citizens themselves. Yes, towards Indian citizens themselves. Public opinion was not being informed, it was being shaped, and all of in this noise, Kashmiri voices were completely sidelined, their fear, trauma, and reality reduced to background visuals. So when we talk about Kashmir, it becomes important to step back, remove emotion from analysis, and examine events carefully. On August 5, 2019, India revoked Article 370. Kashmir lost its special constitutional status. Direct control shifted to New Delhi. The promise was clear: peace, development, and stability. Tourism did increase. By 2024, nearly 3.5 million tourists visited the region, most of them Indian nationals. लेकिन attacks नहीं रुके. In September 2016, an Indian army base in Uri was attacked. 17 soldiers were killed, and Pakistan was blamed without any independent investigation. In July 2017, a bus carrying Hindu pilgrims returning to Amarnath Yatra came under fire. 7 civilians lost their lives. Once again, war rhetoric dominated the prime time television. Then came February 2019 Pulwama. A suicide bombing targeted a CPRF convoy, killing 44 security personnel. And within hours, Pakistan was blamed. Evidence was never made public. Investigations were incomplete, yet India carried out airstrikes in Balakot. Pakistan responded by shooting down Indian aircraft. Yes, Pakistan responded by shooting down an Indian aircraft, and pilot Abhinandan was captured and later released, a moment the entire region watched closely. That moment was not just about a pilot. It became a symbol of Wing Commander Abhinandan, a seasoned Indian Air Force pilot with nearly 16 years of service, had been shot down during an aerial combat that Pakistan described as a response to Balakot. His jet crossed the line of control, was hit, and went down. At first, Indian officials claimed all pilots were safe. Pakistan said otherwise. Footage soon appeared, Abhinandan blindfolded, injured, blood visible on his face. India protested strongly. Then came the image that changed everything. Abhinandan, calm and sipping tea, saying that tea is fantastic. He confirmed his rank, refused to share operational details, praised professionalism, and openly criticized Indian media for exaggeration and misinformation. 2 days later, he was released at Wagah border, and then Prime Minister Imran Khan called it a peace gesture and an attempt to pull the region back from the edge. For many, it was relief. For others, humiliation. But years later, a crucial truth surfaced. India's former Jammu and Kashmir governor Satyapal Malik publicly stated that Pulwama was the result of major security failure. फिर भी narrative कभी change नहीं हुआ. Violence continued. October 2024, gunfire at a tunnel construction site killed 6 people. November 2024, a grenade attack in crowded Srinagar market injured 11. Each time, the conclusion was already written. Pakistan was blamed simply. Then came 22 April 2025, Pahalgam, a tourist town, families, holidays, hope. More than 26 civilians, mostly tourists, were killed. The timing raised serious questions at the exact moment the US Vice President was visiting India. Within minutes, verdicts were delivered, hashtags trended, public anger was redirected outwards. Pakistan called for a neutral international investigation, and that demand was also ignored as usual. By May 2025, tensions crossed another dangerous line. India launched a missile and drone strike. On May 9th, BrahMos missiles were used. Pakistan responded with Operation Bunyadun Marsoos, limited, defensive, and military focused. But now the battlefield expanded. India signaled suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, a 1960 agreement that survived wars. Pakistan called it an act of war. Airspace closed, borders sealed, Shimla agreement suspended. Experts warned weaponizing water and treaties set a precedent that could haunt South Asia for generations. At the center of all of this, there is a simple truth. Tonight, we saw how quickly narratives can become weapons. When the crisis hit, the world wants answers. Tonight, we saw how quickly narratives can become weapons. When the crisis hit, the world wants answers. But it also must demand the proof, because when the story is written before the investigation, truth becomes first casualty. Kashmir is not a strategic point on a map. It is home to millions of people. People who live through the fear, violence, and uncertainty. So ask yourself, are you being informed or are you being shaped? Questioning is not disloyalty, it is responsibility. History is not meant to repeat blindly. Kashmir is not just a strategic point on map. It is home to millions of people. People who live through fear, the violence, and the uncertainty. So ask yourself, are you being informed or are you being shaped? Questioning is not disloyalty, it is responsibility. History is not meant to be repeated blindly. It is meant to be understood so the same mistakes are not made again. This is Reality Check. I am Ramna Said and thank you for watching and stay aware.